I decided that I was going to tell him that I wanted a divorce. I texted my therapist, our marriage counselor, and I was like, I need to tell him that I want a divorce, but I want to do it in a session so that there's like a mediator present. And I walked in knowing that I was going to ask for a divorce. The therapist was like, Jamie, do you want to start? And I just started crying and I was like, I want a divorce. You know, it's hard for me to like say the words. I'm done. I want a divorce. He sat there quiet. I'm sitting next to him crying. He didn't move. He didn't look at me. He didn't react at all. He just was stone cold. And eventually our therapist was like, would you like to respond? He responded right away. And he's like, fine, let's just go ahead and finalize the details. And that was that. I looked at my therapist and I was just like kind of stunned. I knew that I was ready to leave, but I couldn't believe that that was his reaction. There was no empathy. There was no compassion. There was no like wanting to fight for us.
So she tells her husband she wants a divorce. And when he says okay, she's devastated because he didn't want to work on it. But she didn't want to work on it. I see this sometimes. Someone says, I want a divorce or I want a breakup. Not as a statement of finality, but as a test. They want the other person to panic, to beg, to fight for them. But what they don't realize is that for many people, that kind of statement hits like a death blow. When you tell someone you want out, you're not communicating that there's a problem. You're just announcing that it's already over. You've already given up on solving it. You're saying, I don't want to work through this. I want out. And when you do that, don't be surprised if the other person takes you at your word, because they probably thought, if they're already deciding it's over, what's left to fight for? Let's flip it around for a second. How do you think he felt when the person he built a life with didn't communicate that she wanted to work on it? Instead, she skipped any possible repair attempt and went straight to ending it. To him, that was betrayal. It said, you're not worth fighting for. And when someone feels that kind of pain, they often go into survival mode. They start preparing for the worst because you've already told them that the worst is coming. What a lot of people miss is that silence doesn't always mean indifference. Sometimes it's heartbreak. Sometimes it's a person realizing there's no safe way to fight for something when the other person has already decided to destroy it. So yes, he said okay, but maybe that okay wasn't coldness. Maybe it was grief. Maybe it was shock. Maybe it was the only way he knew to hold on to a shred of dignity after being told that the bond he valued most was over. If you ever reach that breaking point, say this instead. I'm unhappy. I need things to change. I want to work on this. That gives your partner something to hold on to. That says, I still care enough to try. But when you go straight to ending it, whether that's divorce or a breakup, you're the one who gave up first. And sometimes the quiet okay you get back isn't proof they didn't care. It's proof that you broke their heart so deeply, they had nothing left to say.